First one we have is Buddy Huggins. You have the mic, sir.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. Go to my backup. Oh, the clock is running. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm at the City Hall meeting, and my dead-gum GoPro I had to flip the switch on it. All right, we're talking about the drone. It's a LiDAR drone, $100,000. $100,000. All right. Quick thing to know about it. It takes an expert to run it and an expert to keep it running and do the actual thing that is the most critical thing about those types of machines. They have to be calibrated and set. It's a very fine instrument. And if you're using it to predict volumes of property and landfills and what would be a cut in the ground. All right, quick thing to know about it. It takes an expert to run it and an expert to keep it running and do the actual thing that is the most critical thing about those types of machines. They have to be calibrated and set. It's a very fine instrument. And if you're using it to predict volumes of property and landfills and what would be a cut in the ground or be a field, there's no way that y'all are going to be ready for that type of technology. It takes experts. Like I said before, I started working with the Corps of Engineers when I was 17 years old. And I've seen a lot of elevations and things like that, that when the LiDAR did come in, we were wondering why it ran over budget. And it ran over budget because you got to calibrate them. So we don't have people in the city that have that experience and be able to really know how to do that. And I don't think y'all going to train nobody. Drone that's this big and it's going to sit there and be like a doorstop. It means nothing if you can't really understand it or use it. And you got to be a college-educated engineer to even know how to work it. All right, the police department wants to build this really big building. Nothing wrong with that, if we had the money. And based on the numbers, it's 95% not there. We got possibly 800,000. The whole idea of doing it hasn't been presented into the public with transparency. I don't think the people in the city that I'm talking to and bringing it up in conversations know that it's that dead-gum much money. We just got through updating the building that they're in right now, building really fancy bathrooms. I've asked to be invited to go over there and, see them and look at everything. It was as much as a home cost to do that remodel. Nothing wrong with that, but to actually make that jump to want a building that is way out of our reach. There's no easy way to actually tell you about that except to say, I think the whole project needs to be tabled on the LiDAR with the drone and then with the building of the building. I think it needs to come before the people as a type of vote or a type of understanding where the money's really coming from. Remember all the way back to 2017 when I started bringing up the comprehensive annual report form. Back then, that net number was $46,000. All right, none of y'all knew it. Nobody in the city knew it. But I showed them where they was doing the comprehensive annual report form and not reporting it to the people. It was by law, they had to tell the people at a certain date in June. Well, we finally got that figured out, and then we finally figured out that they had 124 million. And that's what it's built up to. Well, that would be great. That would pay for a police station, but you still got to run it by the people. And you got to tell them what you're going to do and why you're doing it. Now, on the other side, my time is running out. There ain't no other side. It's just, y'all read the thing I sent y'all on the email. Look at it, and I say table both of them ideas for later.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have from